Good morning, students. Okay, please take your history book, lesson 9, the Guptas. Today we will conclude the last point of discussion of this lesson is society and education system under the Guptas. Bhayan gives the highest insight, gives us the best insight gives the insight of the society that prevailed during this period. Okay. So he says that an important development that took place during Gupta was the system of land grant. Land grant was there. Please underline this. Land grant. Land grant. Under this system, administrators and high officials were given lands in lieu of their salary. In lieu of money, instead of getting money, they were getting land. So quite a big amount of land area was given, maybe 5 villages, maybe 3 villages of that area. So that was the land grant was given during this time, which was practiced later on among various kings. Okay, so there was also large scale of absorption of tribal into the society. So tribals were brought into the mainstream of life during this period. Fayan also mentioned the existence of the group of people known as Chandalas, or the Antiajas, who were regarded as the untouchables and were considered to be outside the Varna system. They did not fall under the Varna system. You know the Varna, how many groups are there under the Varna system. Fahayan mentions that people were generally peace-loving and lived a very simple life. Agriculture was the primary occupation, and the traders and craftsmen lived in the towns, and the farmers lived in the village. People were prosperous and content with their lives, happy. They were rich and happy. Next one is the education. A lot of stress means important emphasis was given to the education and learning during the Gupta period. Buddhist and Jain monasteries were and the capitals of kingdom became center of learning. So people used to come from the village to the towns for learning, as today we see that. Educational institute at Takshila, Varanasi, Ujjain, Ajanta and Kanchi specialized in particular field of study, science, mathematics, language, literature. All these were the different subjects which were specialized. They were taught in the institutions. So the education was more or less institutionalized, not the ashram system. From ashram system they brought to the institutions. The greatest contribution to education during the Gupta period was the establishment of the Nalanda University. So there was the first time in the history of India, Nalanda University was there. See, Takshila, Varanasi, all that, they were the institution, small institution, educational institutional, but here it was a university. See, it became very famous during the reign of Harshavardhana in the 7th century. It attracted students from all over Asia to pursue higher education. So all over the Asian countries, students from all Asian countries, they were coming for their higher studies. So here they were professors and all that. University, it became a center of Buddhist learning. So main thing was emphasis was given on Buddhist religion, because they were they were looking after that. They were running the university, Buddhist. And wide variety of subjects also were taught, which included philosophy of different religions, in India, as well as art and art science also were the subject. Arts and science and the mathematics, the astronomy, medicines, literature, these were the subject of study. It had a huge campus comprising 100 hectares and no, 100 lecturers hall. 100 lecturers, imagine 100 lecturers is very big. It's like as big as the Rampur Hut. 100 lecture halls for classes, various subjects for the various halls, classroom like. It was a big hall. So there was residential accommodation too. There was a hostel where students used to stay. Residential. It was this university was residential university rather. The Gupta rule saw a period of political stability. During this Gupta age, there was no the fluctuation coming, and the rulers, they ruled for longer period of time without any disturbances. That was the political stability. That shows the political stability, the consistency of the politics. The combination of politics, combination of political stability and economic prosperity provided favorable condition for the people to achieve excellence in the field of art, architecture, medicine, science, metallurgy, and literature. So these were the subjects, because there was no disturbance. People were so loving, peacefully they were living, and they were quite rich. They worked hard, and so they were rich. So what happened was, so they were able to concentrate on their other subjects like all these studies. And that's why the Gupta age is known as the golden age. That's why Gupta age is known as golden age in the history of India. And so this vast big university that provided good education, and people not only learned the secular but also the moral subjects also were taught. And so people were very, very peace loving, kind, generous. So the peaceful living was experienced here. So that's why they were also prospered. They were also able to learn other things. So these were the small conclusion of this lesson, dear children. You can read for yourself let's recall all this and answer the questions. It is not very difficult. We have discussed enough and more. If there is any part of the lesson which is not clear, you may ask so. Even for clarification, any question you don't understand, then I'll help you. So, wish you all the best.